Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith. Today I am talking about Standalone by Paul Michael Anderson. This is from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. And to try to avoid spoilers, I'm just going to read what's on the back of the book, because this is going to be kind of a tough one to talk about. And I don't want to give anything away. This is what the back of the book says. They are killers. They are monsters. They are evil. They stalk through summer camps, abandoned hospitals, run-down schools, and isolated houses, hunting anyone foolish enough to visit these places, leaving behind carnage, terror, death, and destruction. Sometimes there are survivors. Always there is blood. And they do it to protect and preserve all of existence across the multiverse. But now they are the ones being stalked and hunted, and life as we know it hangs in the balance unless they figure out a way to survive. That's what it says on the back. You can pause this video and read it for yourself, unless it's too blurry. So there you go. Standalone. Paul Michael Anderson. Another person with 3 first names? Anderson's a first name, right? Paul Michael Anderson. Yeah, so really cool book. Another sort of meta slasher story. If you watched my review for Camp Ghoul Mountain Part 6, the official novelization, that was a very, very meta slasher. This is meta in a different way. And so they do it to protect and preserve all of existence across the multiverse. It's right there. I'm not spoiling it for you. So, yeah, you have these... What can I say? You have these guys. To protect the multiverse, they have to go out to different worlds in the multiverse and be slashers, essentially. It helps balance. And then things start going wrong, and as it says, they are the ones being stalked and hunted. It's a little more than a novella. It is, well, I don't know. I don't know the exact definition. 156 pages, so maybe it is just a novella. I forgot something that I'll get to shortly. Very well written. I don't believe I've read anything by Paul Michael Anderson before. Very well written. Very interesting story. Starts off, boom, we're in the middle of a slasher film. In the killer's perspective. And right off the bat, we get the impression that this isn't your typical just Friday the 13th Halloween type scenario. Right on the first page, I believe, there's something that it just, you're like, oh wait, this is odd, this is different. So right off the bat, we're off kilter, and then we move on through this slasher movie to the whys and wherefores, which I guess is the same thing, the whys and whys of what's actually going on, and that something is wrong. And it gets pretty heady, whenever you get into a multiverse situation, and saving not just the universe but the multiverse. You get into some crazy metaphysical ideas, I think, and I love this kind of stuff. I always like a multiverse kind of story. I like meta, well-written meta fiction, and I like alternate versions of things. See, there's something I want to say because it's kind of cool, but some people might consider it a spoiler. But there are some really nice little details in the multiverse, across the multiverse, that I really enjoyed. I mean, it seems obvious that Paul Michael Anderson is a fan of slasher films, and also science fiction. This is definitely horror and science fiction. Just you'll understand, but it's not like hard sci-fi, like Greg Bear, or is David Brin hard sci-fi? Those guys with the real super technical stuff. It is, I mean, the multiverse is something that some of these hard sci-fi authors have tackled, but someone like me, simple person like me, can grasp it when it's. I'm not a huge fan of hard science fiction, and this certainly isn't hard sci-fi. It is slasher horror and sci-fi, and it's good. I recommend it. And so the thing that I said I would get back to, there's a bonus short story in the back. I had forgotten about that until I went to look at the page count. So yeah, there's a bonus story. Short, fast, and an emotional gut punch. Can't really tell you much about it since it's so short. It is about fatherhood. I can tell you that much. There's a little introduction that Paul Michael Anderson wrote to it, explaining sort of how the story came to be. And yeah, it's a really good story. It's, like I said, it is an emotional gut punch. And it was nice. I didn't know that this was in here. But it was a nice little surprise. Now, Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing had a little promotion for this book. One of the reasons I pre-ordered it, which I generally don't do. The first 350 copies sold came with a little set of 6 trading cards, slasher trading cards. I forgot to grab them before I started this video, so I can't show them to you. But they were, so on the front you had ones like the Scarecrow. There's the Gatekeeper, Jersey Devil, and then I think 3 of them are just guys' names, whoever they are. And then on the back is a little bio of the character, the Scarecrow. And then it tells you what movies this slasher was in, and then their kill count, and then a little trivia. Like even one of them talks about, Paul Savini almost worked, or Paul Savini, cripes. Tom Savini almost worked on this movie, but this happened, and blah, blah, blah. So that was really neat. So I'm telling you this because I don't know how many copies of the book Perpetual Motion Machine has sold, but if you, and I'm assuming this is if you order it directly from them, not if you order it on Amazon. I don't know that. I'm making that assumption. But I'm mentioning this because there may still be some left. I don't know if there are. I'm making no guarantees. But of course, there will be links for the book in the description below. I will have a link for Perpetual Motion Machine for the book. So if they still have some copies left, maybe you can get these cool little trading cards. I have them in a little baggie in a drawer in my dresser because I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. Maybe I'll put them in a little frame or something and hang them up. But that was cool. I like that. Perpetual Motion Machine does some cool little things sometimes. This even came with a signed bookplate, a membership card, if you will. I don't like to show those too quickly. I don't want anyone copying someone's signature. But I put that in there. So now it's an autographed copy. Yeah, so Standalone. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. Would have been 4.5, but they don't let you. I don't know why they don't let you do half stars or go up to 10, because then you can, you got more gradations. But anyway, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. There's some gruesome stuff, some gruesome goings on. There's some cool science fiction elements to it. There's great characters. It's well written. There's all sorts of slashery goodness. Yeah, it's Standalone. Paul Michael Anderson. Pick it up. Read it. Maybe you'll get lucky and... I just dropped it. Maybe you'll get lucky and get some trading cards with it. I'm not going to show it to you again because now it's on the floor. So if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler alert because we try to be nice here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. And that's all I've got. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.